Moriore te whānau, no mai, welcome back to the Practice Run, your frontline pass to the heart of sports action. Brought to you by 99 Dreams, inspiring others to chase their dreams. Brought to you by Tukoerangi, Rawiri, and all of our friends. We're diving deep into the thrilling world of the NRL and Rugby League today, and who knows where the game will take us tomorrow. From the try line to the sideline, we got you covered.
So strap in as we tackle the big plays, the game-changing moments, and the stories that define legends. Whether you're a seasoned vet or this is your first hit-up, the Practice Run is for everyone. Every run, every tackle, every win. Experience the rush with us.
With exclusive insights, couch analysis, and a touch of humour, the Practice Run is here to keep you entertained, informed, and part of our practice squad. Because here, every practice run takes us one step closer to glory.
The Practice Squad, where every listener is MVP, powering our play every episode, every day. We'd also like to give a shout out to 99 Dreams for powering our passion. Let's kick things off with today's lineup.
Well, whānau, today's lineup, it is straight into the Origin team lists and then our round 16 previews. But before we do, we've got a fun little game to play. And if that intro sounded a little bit off, I tried to do it without reading the script for once. And I struggled in that second verse. And that was also take two because, yeah, it's a thing. But anyway, if you're new to the show or if you're a regular listener, we're about to kick our show off with what we do every week. Every episode is Paper, Scissors, Rock. We don't keep score here anymore. We're past that. We're like 30 odd episodes deep. There's too many to keep count of. So what we do is just paper, scissors, rock. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Paper beats rock. Rock beats scissors, and scissors beats paper. All right, here we go, brother. You ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, shoot. And up. Oh, yes. Paper beats rock. Let's go. All right, brother, two. What's been good, man? What's been good? How's the week that's been? It's Thursday. I'm about to just chill out, get closer to the weekend. What's been up?
What has been up, man? At Mahi, trying to contact people to see them, and we're currently in week 2 of the 8-week challenge, trying to get the social media thing up and going. Such a noob to it. I have no idea what I'm doing, man. I'm panicking hard. It's so hard just to even put a post up, but trying to get into it, man. See how it goes. I gotta do it for the team. When you say you're gonna do something, you kind of have to follow through on it. So have a tendency to say things and then I actually have to do it, which is super annoying. But we're here now, so yeah, if you see me randomly posting, it's me trying to motivate the team to get them to post up. But it is what it is, man. We're doing good. I'm glad tomorrow's Friday, one day closer to the weekend. But yeah, man, that's pretty much me. What about you? What you been up for the week?
Yeah, bro, it's been pretty full on at Mahi. We're transitioning now, so we've just closed off our previous semesters of teaching, and now we're about to roll into our next semesters of teaching. So my role is setting up the learning management systems, our online platforms, make sure that they're all ready. Students are starting to get enrolled, making sure that all of our resources are open and available for students to check in with whilst they wait their first classes, which for some courses start next week and for a couple of other courses don't start until the end of the month. But yeah, full on at Mahi. But it's exciting. And then, yeah, got other opportunities that are in the works. I won't spoil anything just yet, but that cordial we had the other day about, speaking things into existence, well, it must have manifested somewhere near me. And, yeah, we've had some luck fall our way for once. So we're stoked. We're rolling into the weekend with some vibes that are pretty high. So I'm happy, but it might mean that this mullet becomes extinct, man. I've grown so attached to the mullet, bro. Like, man, I didn't know my hair could grow this long. And I was holding it up in the mirror today, like pulling my hair into like a tail and then holding it up and seeing what I'd look like with short hair again. It just, I feel like I might have a long neck I don't know. Maybe it's just the hair back there that's kind of like draped over it that makes it not look as long. But I feel like I've got a Daily Cherry Evans situation going on here. It's just it's unnaturally long with my hair. And I'm
No, you'll
also
be
like,
fine.
well, I hope so, man. But I don't want to be like you and have to see my barber weekly. I don't want that problem.
I don't have to. I can just afford it these days, man. It's a luxury.
Yeah, true that. I was just like, shorter hair, I feel like if you're not upkeeping it every 2 weeks, then it gets like real flat real quick. Whereas, longer hair, no one really questions it. It's like, oh, he must be just trying to grow it out. Yeah, we'll go with that, But it is what it is. I'm kind of sad, nervous. But Fano, let's jump into this game that we are currently playing or about to play. We're going blind rank. So we'll throw out 5 names of Brisbane Broncos players randomly, and I have the opportunity to rank them 1 through 5. And then after I do that, it's then two's turn to blind rank 5 Bulldogs players. Neither of us know who's coming up when, so I think it's going to be funny and interesting to see where we both rank these teams. Let me just grab a piece of paper so I know where I'm putting each one of these players.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do too.
All right. But yeah, bear with us, Fano. This is the first time we're doing this. We thought, because we've got a little bit of extra time today, let's muck around and have a quick game, and then we'll get into the Origin lineups, and then we'll get into round 16 because there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games this weekend, so might be a shorter episode. Who knows? But anyway, shall we kick things off?
Kick it off.
All right. You start with my 5.
Okay. All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
I have to read what you're on. Okay, so at number 1, blind ranking, right? Okay, we have Ezra Mann.
Ezra Mann. Or I'm gonna go fourth. Ezra.
Oh, man. Okay, yep.
I'll put him fourth.
At number 2, Selwyn Cobbo.
Cobbo. Oh, I like Cobbo. I'm gonna put Cobbo at 3, just in case we get a club legend. All right, Selwyn. No, there's no disrespect, brother.
At number 3, Paddy Carrigan.
Ooh. We'll put Paddy at 2.
At number 4, we have Jordan Ricky.
Oh man, Jordan's one of my favourites. I would have put him at 4, and Ez would have been 5th. But Karoha, Ricky, you're at 5th, my bro.
And then last one, are you ready?
Yeah.
So what spot you got left?
Number 1.
Number 1. So number 1 for you is Adam Reynolds.
That's not too bad. So you and all current Broncos players, that's not bad. I feel like it's almost there.
Yeah.
Well, in terms of talent, most people would say it's like that. In terms of talent, it's probably there. Maybe Adams 3rd, Patrick 1, Cobbo 2nd. But I'm happy with that. In terms of my personal pick, I would have put Ricky up a little bit further. But hey, that's just because I'm a JR fan. Everyone knows that I'm a Jordan Ricky fan. We just love seeing Māori boys in the Broncos, man. Like, what's his name? Alex Glynn.
Yeah. See how
All right. Do you have your paper ready?
I'm just gonna type it up. So yeah.
All right. So I've gone a little bit different. We've gone with players from the 2000s up until today. All right.
Yeah.
So we'll kick things off. We'll start with one of my favourite Bulldog players. We're going with Big Willie. Uncle
Woodamoo. Uncle Woodamoo. I'm going to put him at... I'm trying to think who would be ahead of him. Fuck, I might have trouble remembering these people. I'm going to put him at number 2.
Uncle Woody's goes to 2. All right. Second one. He's former Bulldog, Queensland legend, former Warrior, Steve Price.
Yes, I was thinking about, but I'm going to put him at number 3.
Ooh, Pricey at 3. Okay. Next up, we've got Matt Burton.
Oh. How long has he been there? What year is this? It's only because he hasn't been here for long, but everyone knows I love Matt Burton. That is my guy. But compared to like the all-time greats of Bulldogs, he just hasn't been there long enough, and we haven't really been winning since he's been there. So I might have to put him at. Oh, this is gonna hurt me. I think he might have to go 5th.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay.
If it was current players, if it was a current team, he'd probably be. He'd be a lot closer to 1 than he would be to 5.
Okay, so we've got Willie at 2, Stevie at 3, Burton at 5, Kristen Inu.
Oh, he's going 4th.
And last but not least, Hazemel Masri is number 1.
Oh, well, he's my favourite Bulldog of all time, so... Yes, Hezzy. Oh, Masri. Yeah, not bad.
Not
Christian
bad.
Inu, Hubo.
Yeah, how would you
just
shuffle
change
it?
that
Yeah, how would you shuffle it now that you know your 5?
I'd probably just switch 4 and 5. Because I can't remember how long. Inu was on the team for. I don't think it was in there for that long.
He made the grand final with you, though, eh?
Yeah. He was hot for a minute, like when he was with us.
Because he came from the Warriors. That's why. Everyone that left the Warriors went to grand finals. That was like during that period.
And then he just went over Super League, eh?
Yeah, I think so. Was it him and Nobby that went to Super League around the same time?
Can't remember, but yeah. No, he has it on Masri. Yeah, I was trying to think of I don't know, what names would come up. So yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking. I was like, oh, should I throw in some spanner in the works ones like Inu? I thought that'd be crack up. I was gonna save the last one and put Jonathan Thurston, but like Bulldogs Thurston.
Yeah.
Because that would have been disappointing.
I would have had to put him. He probably would have went probably 5th, just because he wasn't there. Just because he wasn't there for that long.
But hey, legends. All legends got to start somewhere. All legends got to start somewhere. Speaking of legends, what do they call this? The arena where legends are born. State of Origin. Game 2, the lineups have been dropped. It kicks off next Wednesday. Is it next Wednesday?
Well,
after?
The week after.
The week after? 26. It is next Wednesday.
It is next Wednesday? Jeez.
Yeah. All right. So, Whānau, next week's episode. This time next week, you'll have your State of Origin recap episode to look forward to. So, huge changes coming in, kind of on both sides. Both sides have some big changes coming in. A lot of controversy surrounding a couple of those picks. I'll run through, I guess, the Queensland side. You run through the Origin side, and then we'll start nitpicking and talk about these controversial picks per se. I'll go first then, and I'll run through Queensland's lineup. So, sadly, making his return is Reese, the electrifying one. I haven't seen him for about 2 weeks because he got laid the fuck out. But Reese makes his return this week, and I pray to the heavens above that he gets no harm next week, because we're playing pretty poorly at the Broncos without him. So this is my plea to the rugby league gods. Leave Reese alone. On the wings, they have Xavier Coates and Murray Taulagi. In the centres, it is unchanged with Holmes and Hammer. The halves look the exact same with Tom Dead and Daly Cherry Evans. The forward pack looks like Ruben Cotter and Lindsay Collins at prop, and Ben Hunt being named again at that starting hooker role. Why is his face so dark in this photo? Do they not have any lights on him? Holy heck!
I was just thinking the same thing.
Jaden Sewer, all the light, and then all the rest of the boys, none. In the second row, Jaden Sewer and Jeremiah Nanai, not Nanai, it's Nanai. And holding it down at lock, Patrick Carrigan. On the interchange, they got Harry Grant, Moaki Fotuaika Felice Kofusi, and Kurt Capewah from the Warriors. On their reserves, they got Dane Gagai, Halium, Lukey, and Trent Loido?
Laurier, I think is how they say it.
Oh, so it's not Loido.
No, that's half English, half Māori, the way you just said it.
Aroha mai ho.
He took the L and then the rest in Māori.
My bad. Over to you for New South Side.
Yes, your team for State of O2, New South Wales, try to even up the series. At fullback, we have making his debut, Dylan Edwards. On the wing, it is the same winging pair from game one with Brian To'o and Zach Lomax. In centre, you have Stephen Crichton and the return of the one and only Latrell Mitchell. In the halves pairing, we have Jerome Luai and Mitchell Timothy Moses. Moving to the forward pack now, at captain is still Jake Travojevic. He's partnered in the props with Payne Haas. Reece Robertson is your hooker. Going to the second row, we have Liam Martin and Angus Crichton. And at starting lock position, we have the return of a one Cameron Murray. Moving to your bench, we have making his debut Connor Watson. And then at 15, we have Isaiah Yeo. And the rest of the interchange is Olakuatu and Spencer Leniu. In your reserves at 18th, 19th, and number 20 is Mitchell Barnett, Cameron McInnes, and Luke Keary. And that is your New South Wales team for State of O Game 2.
Me. So these are some big changes for New South Wales. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 outs, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ins for New South Wales. 1, 2, 3, 4 ins for Queensland, and 2 outs for the Maroons. The 2 outs, Jermaine Hopgood is injured currently, and Selwyn Cobbo apparently has been carrying injury the past few weeks, which I'm gonna lean heavy into that, which explains why the Broncos' performance as a team has decreased, because that's technically 3 players we've got out injured, and one's just half playing on the field. So Billy's chosen not to select him, which is crazy, right? So the media and everyone's tearing Billy Slater down. Why'd you pick Cobbo? Why didn't you pick a forward in the bench? Like, why blah, blah, blah. Reece gets knocked out. Cobbo moves in. He's a hero, right? Game 2, Cobbo doesn't get selected. Why did you pick Cobbo? Why'd you pick a forward? Blah, blah, blah. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you guys? Billy knows what he's doing. It paid off in the first game, and it's probably going to pay off here in the second game. So you just got to trust Billy Slater. Unfortunately for us New South Wales fans, Billy really knows what he is doing with this team. He's yet to lose. We see the return of Latrell Mitchell and Mitchell Moses into this Origin team, as well as Cameron Murray. I think it's got to be a bit more of an arm wrestle. I still think had New South Wales had 13, they would have put on a strong performance against Queensland. I mean, they did really well with 12 players in that first game. I'm just not as sure this team can get it done. I think they changed too much on the bench in terms of, because it was the forwards that kept us in that game last time. All in my head that was needing to be changed was Nico Hines for Moses and bringing in a centre. definitely. Well, I'm still 50-50 on the Latrell choice. Like, I'm still unsure if it was the right selection. He's obviously been playing out of his skin the past 2 weeks, so you can't fault him there. He's been in pretty good form. Um, I'm just hoping that form carries over into Origin and we don't see him getting penalised like he did the other night versus the Broncos for unnecessary plays. I understand he likes to be a strong leader. He likes to get in people's faces because he's not intimidated. He's not easily intimidated, and I think a lot of people try that on him, and he's not one to back down. Like, he stands on business. He built that life. He stands on business. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing him in the Origin arena. Much like the critics around the Billy Slater Cobo picks, Latrell coming into game one, everyone's like, don't pick Latrell, hasn't been in form, hasn't been this, hasn't been blah, blah, blah. Soon as Suaalii's out of contention for game two, we need Latrell, hasn't lost at Origin. Latrell's exactly what we need. It's like, you guys need to pick a narrative and stay with it. All right, you're either in or you're out. You can't be switching every week. Yeah. What are your thoughts on these two lineups as they are, and then we'll kind of talk about what we think the strategy should be heading into game two.
Honestly, for the Maroons, not really much. I'm a little bit surprised that Cobo was dropped, but I understand if he's injured, then fair enough. I mean, they picked him right based on the stat that they had a back five go down in like every game, something like 5 out of the last 6 games or whatever. So that was the theory behind picking it. Well, if that's your theory, I don't know why then you wouldn't pick someone else that could fill that same role. I'm guessing what Kurt Cape was for.
Yeah.
Because remember, they were that Origin series which they won, the one with Wayne Bennett coaching, where he played out of position and he was centre. So if that's the theory why he was picked there, then fair enough. Simple, right? Don't fix what isn't broken. So go with the same team. They got it done. And yeah, I mean, I expect them to do well, no doubt, with the team that they got. So not too many surprises there. You alluded to it for the New South Wales, right? Well, we'll never truly know how that game one would have went if Suaalii didn't get sent off in the first 5 minutes. I mean, it's hard to ignore. So we never truly know like how well they would have played because they had to play 75 minutes with 12 people. And yeah, I mean, I'm also the same theory that Nico Hines we did need a different 7. We need someone with a kicking game. And Mitchell Moses does that. He's one of the best kickers in the game. But I'm pretty gutted that Burden didn't make the 17. I'm really shocked about that. I thought he'd be there. So for him to miss out and not even get named in a 20, cuts a little bit different. I won't lie about that. I thought he was already made like 14 or even I thought he should have been in the 17. So definitely upset that he didn't make it. But all will be forgiven if they can pull it off. Connor Watson, he can fill a hole. He can play in quite a few different positions. So, congratulations for him taking his debut. But yeah, more of just like a personal gripe, being a Bulldogs fan. I thought he should have been there. But he isn't. Other than that, man, I think the changes they made were warranted. I mean, we were talking about that centre spot right at our last potty, like who's going to get it. Not mad that they went with Latrell Mitchell. I think he's an Origin player, regardless of how well he's doing at club level. I think some people just made for the stage, and he's one of them. So glad to see him back, and it'll be interesting, man. It really will be. But glad that Mitchell Moses gets his shot. It would have been interesting to see if he wasn't injured, would he have got named 7 in game 1? That would have been super interesting to see. But Cameron Murray, I didn't actually think he was going to make the 17. I thought he might be 18th, 19th man. He plays one game back in. But I think he showed enough. And He can play lock, prop, second rower. He kind of fill in holes and fill in gaps. And he's, again, some people just made for the stage. He's definitely one of them. But yeah, just a little bit surprised as to I thought he would have been on the outer of the 17. And he comes in after one game, goes straight to Stein Lock, and then Berta misses out completely. So yeah, it's about all I got on the two teams, man. From like just looking over them, yeah. Be interesting to see how they go.
Who do you think wins some of the positional matchups? So we're looking at fullback, two totally different types of fullbacks here. You've got Reece Walsh, electrifying, can make mistakes, but he just sees the game at a different pace than everyone else. And, sometimes it's a detriment to him because his teammates aren't able to play at that same pace and intensity that Reece Walsh is known for. And then you've got Dylan Edwards, someone who's kind of just everywhere you need him to be when you need him to be. Super dependable, super fit. He's all around the park all the time. And, it wasn't like Tedesco played a sloppy game in game one. So there's a little bit more pressure on Edwards to perform here because he wasn't in game one because he got injured. Tedesco comes in, Tedesco scores a try and actually plays pretty well. I thought everyone who listens to the show consistently knows I'm a full blown Tedesco hater, especially in that blue jumper. I hate him in it. But like I said after that game one review, you got to give props where props is due. And I thought Tedesco had a great game. So I feel like there's a little bit more pressure on Edwards to perform in this game. But if you watched him, was it Sunday night they played? The Panthers played? I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he looked comfortable back out there again because he had a week off after Origin, then played, and looks good. So what do you think will be the key strengths and weaknesses at the fullback position for both teams? Because I feel like this is probably a key matchup that we'll get to look forward to watching play out through the night, hopefully.
Yeah, it is a key matchup, and you said it right. They both bring different skill sets. The way I think about it is that Reece Walsh can like literally win you games. He's like a game winner, X factor. If Dylan Edwards, I view him as someone who he can kind of keep you in games. He can save you games. Maybe that's not the right analogy, but the amount of just like the little stuff he does at the backs, he gets those Panthers sets rolling. You already said it. He's always in the right spot, supporting. There's kind of the Mr. Do It All guy, do all the dirty work, and then you have the electrifying one who just pops up when he needs to, but you just never know what's going to happen. It's literally like boom or bust, right? He's either going to hit a home run out of the stadium or he's going to strike out trying. Where Dylan Edwards will I don't know, feel as though he'll keep the at bat going, and then he might not get a home run, but he's probably going to get on base and kind of keep that score ticking over. So different styles, and I think they're going to epitomize what these teams are about. It's an important one. I think whoever wins this battle will go a long way to helping their team win. And it's going to come down to Reece Walsh. Cometh the man, cometh that moment. Can he deliver? Can he deliver the knockout blow? Or you have Dylan Edwards pretty much he's probably going to need to save a few tries come Origin, but he's also going to have to get their sets rolling. I think if he can get their sets rolling, their starter sets really, really good, with To'o and Lomax, I think New South Wales will be able to get up. And I guess we'll find out next Wednesday. If I had to give the nod to anyone, I'll probably go slightly towards Dylan Edwards, purely because I feel he's been the form fullback for this year and kind of been the form fullback for the last few years, considering just what he does. But in a one-off, man, Reece Walsh is so dangerous, so good. So I'll give a razor-thin margin to Dylan Edwards because I feel as though you know what you're going to get with him. And sometimes a known commodity is good, where with Reece Walsh, it's, hit or miss. it's fucking pretty much home run or it's nothing at all. But yeah, that's how I view that fullback going. I think whoever wins it, yeah, their team will go a long way to winning it. And Dylan Edwards is his first time, but I feel as though he's made for it. He's been ready and waiting. Some saying this should have come a few years ago. Finally gets a shot. See what he's got.
Hard out. And another sort of combination I'm looking forward to on this New South Wales side is the future pairing of Mitchell Moses and Zach Lomax. Can they get that chemistry rolling a year early, especially with that kick chase? We know Zach Lomax is the man on the kick chase. That's where he is sort of made his money this season, is off the kick chase, especially on attacking kick chase. Close to the goal line, he's always there or thereabouts contesting for the balls, and that's how he scored a try on debut game one. I was about to say last week, but game one, that's how he scored his try. And I think he scored a try last week anyway off a kick chase. So that's what Zach Lomax is known for. Moses is good at kicking. So do you think we'll see a bit of that combination, that future Eels pairing in this game?
Yeah, you'd be a fool not to kick as well, right? And you would assume that Mitchell Moses will be doing most of the kicking. I think Luai's short kicking game's not too bad. Even his grubbers is pretty good. But, yeah, I mean, if you're Mitchell Moses, right, and you had to go one side on the fifth tackle and you're close enough to have a go at it, you'll be kicking towards Zach Lomax. Should be a fool not to, and then you'll just live with the results. Because he's proven quite a few times this year that when that ball's up in the air, it's either that ball loves him, because it always seems to go towards him, you know what I mean? Like, he seems to pull it off more often than not. So, yeah, that'll be very interesting to see what happens, and kind of hope they don't have I kind of hope they have chemistry on Wednesday, but after that, nah.
That's your Parramatta hate coming through. Another thing I wanted to point out with this Queensland team is in this particular game, now that New South Wales have opted for a sort of a utility aspect on the bench, Queensland has sort of gone and stacked their bench full of forwards this time around instead of going 2 forwards, 1 utility, and a back. What's your thoughts on that? Do you think this is a sort of a concerted effort from Queensland and Billy Slater to go, all right, we're going to match you guys up the middle now because of game one? How the New South Wales had a lot more energy in the middle of the game, especially actually during interchange. New South Wales gained a lot of that momentum about 15, 20 minutes before the end of the first half, and then for about 15 minutes after the start of the second half. So do you think Queensland's trying to match that intensity up the middle with their bench?
To be honest, no, not really. I think their bench is good enough, though. It's quite solid. I'm assuming he has a plan for Capewell as to why he would have picked them. And, you mentioned it, there was that part there to when the New South Wales bench come on, they definitely turned the tide. And they got the ascendancy for New South Wales. That's when they looked the most dangerous, when they were on. But I feel as though Slater has a plan for this bench, and they'll execute it because that's what they seem to do no matter who's on. Execute it. I mean, Capewell, right? He covers many positions, second row, centre. So if anything was to happen to that back five, you would assume he's the one going in. But also, again, you got the likes of Ruben Cotter, right, who can also play in that second row. So he has options as well if things go wrong. Kind of seems like he's gone with just a bit more experience off that bench. Maybe in a game where if you win it, it's game, set, match. He's kind of looking for that ones who just going to play it a little bit cooler head. Being in that moment, big time, know how to get it done, isn't going to get overawed by the moment. So, yeah, it's kind of maybe the thinking I'd look at it. But I think they'll be fine. This Maroons team, they've proven over and over again that they got the goods to get it done, So, yeah, it's kind of my thoughts on it, man, really. I think that this bench will be fine. They got a lot more experience than what they did in that first game. And when you're already up 1-0, you can kind of, I want to say, throw caution to the winds, but try new things, right? So, yeah, it's about all I got for you, really.
All right. Well, yeah, I think there's going to be some good matches. I think, and obviously, it's really hard to sort of gauge where either team is at because of game one being 13 versus 12. You didn't actually get a true read on the strengths and weaknesses of each team. Like the strength of Queensland was the ability to acknowledge their overlap, where they attacked the missing centre on Lomax's edge. So that's where they scored a lot of their first tries. And then in the second half, you got to see a little bit more grit and determination of this New South Wales side, the belief that they had within one another that, shit, maybe we can do this, maybe we can turn the tides. And then, that experience of Queensland and that interjection of bloody Ben Hunt off the bench and stuff like that, it really swung the momentum back to the Maroons' way. Not that New South Wales had much momentum, but they had enough to keep them within a sniff of the game for a little bit there. And then, the Maroons brought them back down to reality and said, no, this is our game, buddy. Go home. So, it's going to be an interesting game. 10:05 p.m. New Zealand time. So late. Oh, I hate how late it is. But it is what it is. See, that's what gets me. The men's kick off at 10:05, right? But the women's one that played the following day last time was kick off at 9:30. I can deal with 9:30. That's all good. This 10 is like, brother, it's midnight almost. But that's the team lineups. That's our breakdown of this game. I'm going New South Wales. I think New South Wales win it by 4 or 6 points.
Ooh, I hope they do, man. But honestly, I think it's going to be game, set, match. I'm going to roll with the Maroons on this one. In a closer one, Maroons win it. We're going to go 22-18.
Oh, there you go, Fano. All right. Heading over now to round 16 of the NRL Telstra Premiership, Friday night football. We've got the Dolphins hosting the Melbourne Storm up at Suncorp Stadium. Good, the fans up there need to see a win. They haven't seen one for a few weeks, so hopefully the Dolphins can bring a win up there. Storm are currently placed in first and the Dolphins in fourth. This week marks the return of Ryan Papenhuisen, who just announced on their podcast that he is off the market, ladies and gentlemen. He is no longer a single man's. Our boy is out there playing for love, it seems, on the field. So who knows? That could either boost his performance, or if she's like Khloe Kardashian, he gonna be trash. So we're about to find out at the Barno whether or not she is good or bad for the Bros' performance. No hate towards her either. I'm just playing, man. But have you noticed that any time a Kardashian would date like an athlete, like Odell Beckham Jr. fell off, James Harden fell off, anytime Khloe would get near them, Lamar Odom fell off. They're just cancerous to people. Look what they did to bloody Bruce.
Oh, look, man, you know that things happen, right, when you date a celebrity, certain things that come with it. I mean, would you call it a Kardashian curse? Oh, well, I was about to say, who's the one that Devin Booker used to go out with?
Kendall?
But she's a
Kylie.
Jenner.
Yeah, Kendall, Kylie,
Kendall.
one of them.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's right. They got that Jenner last name, not their Kardashian last name. So
Yeah.
that's the difference, man.
They all cursed, man. They all cursed.
But nah. So Pepe, what is he engaged?
No. He's dating. Yeah. So he's out on the dating
because didn't he used
scene
to
at the
go out
moment.
with that other sporting chick? Is she a netballer?
Oh, true.
She was in like the national team, yeah. But yeah, I heard they broke up a while back, so it'd be interesting to see who he's with now.
They would have had some athletic kids. But yeah, no, he didn't announce any names or anything. He's just trying to keep it low key, he said on their podcast. Because he has a podcast. It's him, Hughes, and Munster.
Yeah.
So that's a good one to listen to, Fano, if you haven't jumped on that. The Bros playing. Trent Loiero, he's playing at lock for the Storm this weekend. But more noticeably, It's our boy Jack Howarth. Must have put out enough performance last week in his 15 minutes of fame versus the Warriors that Bellamy's like, you know what, fuck it, we'll give them what they've been asking for. If the practice run had money, we'd throw it at Jack Howarth to endorse him. Would be his main men. We'll be backing him and him. Griffin Niame, who's another cult hero that we like on the show. We'll get all those guys together. But no, it's good to see Jack Howarth getting a run there. He's off the interchange at 14, so hopefully he gets some good minutes. I'm not too sure where he's coming in. Maybe in the centres and second row somewhere. But hopefully he has a good game. Over to the other side, is this the return of Jesse? Is this Jesse's first game back for a little while? It is Jesse Bromwich's first game back for a little while. So the captain has returned. He went off, I think it was about 3-4 weeks ago. He went off with a suspected pectoral torn muscle, which everyone feared would be his last game ever. But fortunately for him, he has healed, he has returned, and he can play out his final year of his career in the NRL. Hopefully anyway. So expect a big game from Jesse, leading the boys there. Katoa, two Katoas. Are they related? Isaiah and Ellie?
Who's the other one?
Alicia Katoa.
No, I don't. Maybe, but I could not tell you.
And also, is Vince mates with Jermaine Isako? They all went to school down there.
I don't know. I'll hit him up, but I don't think so. He doesn't brag about it.
Well, because Jermaine's from down Christchurch, and ain't too many brown brothers down there. Surely they've connected somewhere.
No, they might have gone to rival schools, man. You never know.
Yeah, true that. Because the brother Charles, he went to, I think, intermediate with him. They're friends on Facebook, but he doesn't know him like that. Because I was like, Charles.
Oh, yeah.
But Charles is like, no, I don't know him like that. So I feel weird if I just messaged him. I was
yeah. Probably just get the scene in the blocked.
Yeah, gee, so then you can't be like, yeah, gee, he's in my contacts.
Yeah.
But, I don't actually know where I was going with this game. I'm just going to go Melbourne over the Dolphins. It's Origin, so most teams are missing their key players. Melbourne by 12.
Melbourne by 12, you say, eh? It is a top 4 battle, number 1v4. I was just looking at the draw before, eh? Only 2 top 8 teams don't play this week. That's Penrith and the Sharks. But, yeah, so this is one top 8 battle. This is top 4. And then, obviously, my Bulldogs against the Storm.
What?
5v6. Yeah, Roosters. Oh, the Roosters. Yeah, they are 5th against my Bulldogs 6th. So some good matchups this week. You mentioned it before, or actually, our boy finally gets his chance, Jack Howarth. But there's someone else who's also making his return to the NRL this week, who I don't really want to talk about too much, but I guess I'll mention it. Tavita Pangai Jr.
Oh, right.
The one who left the NRL because he didn't want to be, he was sick of being told what to do by coaches and little halfbacks. Well, he's back now in the NRL after he got knocked out inside minutes for what was meant to be his professional, kind of easy win to build up his credentials. But he got smoked and now he's back under Wayne Bennett and he is coming off the bench. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes. And yeah, I can't say that it's good to have him back. I thought he was, I don't know. I mean, I kind of feel two ways about it because we had to get him. Like, we had no one. And, he's the sort of talent that when he's on and he's devastating, but too many highs, too many lows, too many not being inconsistent. So when you don't know what you're going to get, it's hard to plan anything around it. But, I'll leave that there with him, with Tavita Pangai Jr. I think this game might be closer than what people think. Because if you're looking at this backline, the only thing that's different, right, is Fuller's in for the hammer. Everyone else is where they would normally be. And Fuller, in his last few starts at fullback, did really, really well. So it's good. It's a good problem to have, right? When Hammer goes out, you just have someone like Fuller there to just fill in and do his role.
Well, that's what I thought the last time. But the last Origin, I was like, oh yeah, nah, Trey's there. It's just like the team that they've had in previous weeks. They're rolling and they lost that weekend.
Yeah. Well, so is our luck, right? When we think one thing's going to happen, the total opposite happens. But then again, Storm's going to storm, and they are the epitome of consistency. Kind of doesn't matter who's on their team. They always seem to find a way. But yeah, because of that, the Dolphins are home. Oh, by home, I meant playing at Suncorp. So, you're home. I hope it's a close game, man, on this Friday. I, too, though, will probably lean towards the Storm. I thought the Wars could get up and upset them last week, and they didn't. And with Pappenhuisen back, it'll be interesting to see how he goes. Obviously, good to see him back. Rugby league is definitely better when he is playing. And, yeah. Bro, have you heard much about Nelson this year?
Nah, he's been.
I haven't heard his name.
Nah, he's been in and out of reserve grade because apparently he's not making weight, so his fitness hasn't been up to par. According to the media, his fitness hasn't been there. So Bellamy's dropped him to reserve grade and only called him up when he needs to.
And so that's why I haven't heard his name. Could it be because Rugby Australia were gutting from hard, like a while back, and then he re-upped with Storm, and he's there for a number of years. It could be a case like get the bag, then just go back to what you were doing before, the bare minimum, because it seems like, he's so naturally gifted and such a big dude and powerful, right, that it's seems like sometimes he just doesn't even try, and he's just so bigger than everyone else that he can just power through them. So yeah, I really don't know what's happening. I wonder if he might agitate for a release, maybe. But then where's he gonna go? And the Storm don't just release players unless it benefits them. Interesting one. Might have one that we keep tabs on.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. I don't know what to do there, but tell you what, I've talked myself into going for the Storm. I think the Storm are going to get up in what I hope would be a close one. Maybe low scoring though. Let's go final score. I don't know. 18-10 to the Storm.
I like it. All right, so 5 o'clock on Super Saturday, Seabus Super Stadium on the Gold Coast to take the lead.
First of all, can I say, mini rant here, but why is it when you got half the league having a bye, you still put 3 games on Saturday?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm with you. Double up Friday.
What is this? Like, you couldn't do 2-2-1? We got to go 1-3-1? Come on,
2-2-1 is the formula, bro. Like, especially Friday after work. Grab me some beers, park up, watch some footy. I'm down.
Like, I'm there. It has to be part of the TV deal that they have to have 3 games on Saturday. It's the only way you can it makes sense, man.
Yeah.
Right? Because surely 5 games and you still got 3 on Saturday? But anyway, rant over. Yep, the first game of Super Saturday, we have the Wooden Spooners, or current Wooden Spooners Titans, up against the 12th place, your New Zealand Warriors. The Wars, this is over in Aussie, so the Titans are at home. And it is spearheaded by the return of a 1 RTS. People have been talking about it, and you in particular, right, about when the trial team for the Wars were on their run and they won, 3 in a row. They got that win against the Penrith, probably their win of the season. They put that hiding on the Cowboys. All right, people were a bit nervous about having their superstars come back. SJ came back. I don't watch that game, but so I'm not too sure how he played. And then obviously with RTS back this week, has it mucked up their flow? Should they have kept their trial team that was flowing and just leave these vets on the bench a little bit longer until they did lose, right? Look, I mean, it's all in the past now, but you would think they can get up and win this game. Because if they really want to make that 8, they have to start winning these games. They can't fall behind the pack too much. And honestly, if you lose this game against the Titans, I don't know where you go from here. In terms of the Titans, it's looking like it's the same team as last week. Minus Forueka. And the return of David Fafita in the second row. So devastating player. Be good to see how he goes. I'm just looking at the reserves for both teams, in particular the Wars. Where is Barnett? Hasn't been named at all.
Nah, he's 18th.
So
I'm pretty sure. He's 18th man.
Oh, that's right. He's 18th though, so he can't be named. That's right. Well, it is what it is, I guess. Look, you're Harris Tavita at 14. Dylan Walker moving to second row. Interesting. Wonder why they've gone with that. You would think they would have shifted Jackson Ford back there. And then I don't know, maybe
Jacob
bring in a
Laban.
Bunty. Is Bunty injured?
Nah, he's...
Who was Jacob Laban? I think wasn't his first game last week or something?
Nah, he's been playing up and down throughout the season, got booted a couple of times this season. He's a second row. Second row. So would make sense to put him there.
Yeah.
But I think that's why he's on this team and not Bunty.
Oh. Okay, that makes sense.
Because Bunty is mainly a prop.
Look, in terms of the Titans, I don't know, man. Seems like they were in that game against the Tigers last week, and then they only wanted to complete 9 sets in the second half. You're never going to win if you do that. So they can definitely compete, but again, it's that thing of who can maintain the ball, who can look after the ball the most. I think whoever does that will win. Look, just because you just can't lose against the Titans, man, if you're the Wars. So I'm going to lean towards the Wars in this one. I'm hoping it's not close. I'm hoping they're able to pull away. But I'm going to pick the Wars in this one. Final score, I'm going to go with 30-16. I'm thinking SJ is going to have a big one on this one. Going to give us a timely reminder of just how good he is. So Sean Johnson to win player of the game. That is me for that game, man. What are your thoughts? What do you like? What do you don't like? What you got?
Yeah, so with this game, we do know that previously in the year on Anzac Day, the Titans did beat the Warriors to sort of play them into a little bit of form. And from there, they've kind of gone about winning a couple of games, and then they've kind of, fell back to earth, but it did help boost their confidence. As for the Warriors, they went on a tear when they had a bunch of injuries. And so everyone started to jump back on the waka and they were all believing in the team once more. But now, the return of all their superstars, Roger, Sean, Tohu. Since their arrival, the team struggled a little bit to get ahead. And you see it last week. Hard luck that Dallin got done, so he's not playing this week. That's just hard luck, really. And so Ed Cussie's in. The last time Ed Cussie played, he got burned on the edge, and everyone was kind of like, man, it's Pompey's fault. But really, it was Ed Cussie. He was just getting torched. And who's he going up against? Fafita. Fafita scored, I think, a couple of weeks ago. And Khan Paredes been scoring lately as well. So it's going to be a tough job. Rog, we do know defensively is sound and can get things done. But it's whether or not, like you said, they disrupted that flow and that this team's in limbo. If they don't win here, then something definitely needs to change in terms of those returning superstars. Who goes where? Because Tamati Martin was comfortable leading the boys around in that 7 jumper. He pretty much held it down for them. He was a lot of the reason why they were winning. Tuopiki was good at fullback. Chance is still great too. So the Warriors, I think, still a little bit confused about where they are and what their identity is. Not to say that they won't get it sorted out, but it's sort of going to be a thing that they need to get on top of ASAP rather than wait until a later date. So, yeah, I'm going Warriors. I hope they prove me wrong. I think the Titans will keep themselves in it this week, but yeah, I'm going to go Warriors, but only just. I'm going to go Warriors by 4 or 6. I did this back to front. You should have started us off. Well, over to the second game, Super Saturday, 7:30 p.m. at Industry. That's not how you spell industry. Where are we? Industry Group Stadium in Goes Forward. Wherever that is.
Must have taken this game to like the Outbacks or somewhere.
Oh,
no,
right.
I have no idea where that is.
Neither. But anyway, the Roosters take on the Bulldogs. Do you want to take it away? Or do you want me to do it?
I could start us off. Fire, this is my team, and then the team you don't like talking about.
Yeah, facts. So, yeah, fair.
Yes, look, this is an intriguing game. We have a few injuries off the back of last week's game. And then we have also our Origin players out. And then you have the Roosters who have 4 players on Origin. And normally Teddy, who would be there, obviously is not. So he's playing this game. Look, interesting storylines going into this game, right? The last time we played, the first half was all Bulldogs, absolutely dominant, one of the best first halves I've ever seen. And that was quickly followed up by potentially the worst second half I've ever seen. Our boys were able to hold on to that one. I think it ended up being a 2-point game, but a lot has changed since then, and it'll be interesting to see how they go. For the Bulldogs, we have the return, I believe this might be his second or third game at NRL level, Jarrell Skelton. So with the Fox Adokar still being out injured, Blake Wilson holds down one spot, and with Critter getting a call up to New South Wales, that means Carrez has shifted into centre, and Skelton has come onto that wing spot. They've been calling for him to get a shot for quite a while now. Apparently, he's killing it in New South Wales Cup. He finally gets opportunity, and it'll be good to see how he goes. Obviously, Matty Burden, he should be looking to put on a show after being disrespected and not named as 18th man for New South Wales. So yes, going to our forward pack. I thought Curran and Hayward wouldn't be in this game because I missed the last game, which was the Monday night one against the Eels. And they both left their HIAs, I heard.
Yeah.
Well, I guess since we had the bye last week, right, they've had that extra long period to recover, so they passed, the 11-day stand-down period. And we need them, man. I still think Hayward's better coming off the bench. Just provide a little bit extra spark. We've gone with Jake Turpin at 14. Interesting to see how that goes. And it's a change that's kick out. He's named in the 23 reserve, so I think he is a chance to play. I believe that was the rumor coming through that he'd be named on the wider bench, and then hopefully he gets the nod. If he does, I'm assuming it will make way for Puasa Famiasuli, or because that Lipoi Hopoi played really well against the Eels. Really, really impressed me. I think the boys have a shot. I think it's going to be harder because the Roosters know what happened last time, and they might feel as though that one got away. But just looking at the Roosters team real quickly, this interchange bench, Satili Tupanua, he has been injured, I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
he's another one that's had like a weird season. I think he got dropped for a bit, and then he's been injured. You got Siu Wong, who started the season as a second row, or at least was entrenched in at 17. He was one of my picks for Rookie of the Year, and he kind of fell out of favour. So now he's back, and he'll be looking to at least, come next week when all the players are back, at least fight for a spot in that 17. Sando Smith's at 14, but honestly, look, this Roosters team, even with all the Origin players out, is still super loaded. Teddy's at fullback there. You got the superstar Joey Manu, Mr. Hit or Miss Dom Young. He really is. If he plays shit, they lose. But if he plays mean, they pretty much always win. Luke Keary, Sam Walker. And yes, good to see Brandon Smith being named at hooker after what happened last week. I think he learned his lesson. But it'll be interesting to see what they do come end of the year, where they try to offload him or they let him see out his contract. That's another thing to keep the eye on, is the contract situation of a one Brandon Smith. For some reason, man, when we play the Roosters, even when I think we're going to get smoked, the boys get up. I don't know like how or why, but all of our games lately, even the ones we've lost, like we've been in the contest. I personally think we can get it done. And because of that, I think I might actually lean towards the Bulldogs for this dub. In a close one again. Yeah, actually no. I'm gonna back my boys. I'm gonna back my boys in this one. In a close one, Burden to hit the winning field goal. Final score 19-18. I was gonna go a little bit more, but I think we're good enough to hold them to under 20 again. So 19-20, Bulldogs. Burden hits the winning field goal. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Okay.
Over to you, man.
Yeah, look, I hate the Roosters, so I hope the Bulldogs get up. Okay, Kyrgios comes in. Interesting. I don't know, man. I don't know about this team, this Roosters side. I don't like them, and I don't want to like them. Every time I pick them to score tries, that player doesn't really score tries. And I'm talking about you, Joey Manu. You let me down 3 times this year, brother. 3 times. Hey, I'm gonna comment on your next vlog that you drop, bro. Score a try for me, please. But no, it's going to be interesting to see how Brandon Smith performs this week, actually. I think that's the main storyline for me coming out of this game, is how does Brandon Smith perform after his disciplinary action forced by the club last week for missing his player review? Was it what it was for, missing his review?
Yeah, yep, that was it.
So, unlucky. Terrell Bay gets the starting nod in the absence of Lindsay and Spence. So this will be a good opportunity for Terrell to sort of fight for that other open prop spot for next year. Obviously, it's going to be Lenu and Lindsay in those starting prop positions, and then May will come off the bench next season. But Yeah, hopefully Terrell's got his head screwed on a little better than his brothers do, because, man, they're talented boys, eh? They just caught up in the wrong place, wrong time sort of thing. And it's who are we to judge? Who are we to judge? But I just hope he has a better mindset than his brothers do, because he can go a very long way. And just, if the Roosters can't re-sign you, go wherever the fuck you want. Don't go to rugby. Don't go to Super League. Go to wherever the fuck you want. If you want to go play in Penrith with your brother, go there. You deserve it. And looking at the bench, I have no idea who Steve Blake is. Cool on you, brother. Cool on you. Ethan King, Dylan Napa. He's starting over Dylan Napa. Steve. They kind of look like twins. Like Dylan Napa looks like the older brother, and Steve looks like that younger, like 16-year-old brother. Look at him. His face like this.
Yeah.
Over to the Bulldogs, man, they've had a good season so far this year, eh? And I feel like they're just getting started. And with the return of Matt Burton during this Origin period, the Bulldogs boys will be loving it. You know, it's tough not to see him in an Origin jumper. It's tough not to see him in Origin camp. But yeah, look, he does wonders with this Bulldogs squad, and I feel like he's gonna have himself a game and say, "This is why you should have picked me." Boom. You know those old NFL games? Boom, pick me, and they put their hand through the drywall, and then they do the old catch the ball, boom. Yeah, I feel like Burton's going to be doing some trick plays, man, with those kicks. He's definitely going to put James Tedesco under some pressure. If it's a wet night and Burton's putting up those bombs, yeah, Tedesco's going to have a bloody nightmare back there. Dominic Young, yeah, cool runnings. The brother, he can either win you the game or quite literally lose you the game in the same play, in the exact same play. He might get that intercept, be halfway down the field, and then just drop it. He going to win you and lose you the game in the same damn play. Where else are we going on this team's? I quite like Sexton, eh? He's not bad.
So do all the Bulldogs fan.
I quite like him, man. How long's his contract?
I believe it might be to the end of the year, maybe next year.
So he can
look,
negotiate.
It might be. Yeah, I definitely think he can negotiate. Why are you looking at him, eh?
Wow. If the Broncos would hire me, I have a small scouting report on the bro. He's playing a lot better than fucking Jock Madden, I'll tell you that much. And, we're looking at sevens. We're in the market for a 7. We've got one more year of Adam Reynolds' service, and then we need to look at a 7. But I think we should start looking a lot sooner than next year. So, yeah, Toby Sexton is on that list of players to look out for.
He is, according to Zero Tackle, this was last year.
Oh.
So, yeah.
And the Bulldogs haven't locked him in.
Well, it's because we got that Mitchell Woods kid. He is due to be in the top 30 next year. But yeah, I hope we can re-sign Toby Sexton at least for another year. I don't think this Mitchell Woods dude's going to be ready for at least another, maybe not next year, the year after. So what would that be?
So he sounds like he's in the same category as Kobe Black. So we've got Kobe Black, who's our next 7, but he's in the same boat. Not ready yet. He's still playing in the under 19, so he's 18.
Yeah. Wait, when the hell did this happen? Sorry, carry on.
No, that's all from me in terms of this game. We'll turn the page and we'll head over to the main event, Super Saturday, 9:35 p.m. kickoff here in New Zealand at Accor Stadium. The South Sydney Rabbitohs host the Manly Sea Eagles. Now, Manly had the bye in the last Origin period, so we didn't actually get to see Luke Brooks stand up. I don't think. Let me double check that though. I'll double check that before I confirm it. But where's the draw? Telstra Premiership. Let's go back to 14. Was it round 14? No, 13. Yeah, no, they had the bye. So they did have a bye last time out, which we were saying this definitely needs to be the time Luke Brooks stands up and shows us why, he deserves to be on big money and why he's that guy. Cody Walker, Jack Whiten proved a deadly combo last week, tearing up my Brisbane Broncos. It was a sad sight to see. We see the return of Jai Gray for the South Sydney Rabbitohs. He's taken up that fullback spot, and hopefully he keeps it. And when Latrell comes back, he takes out either Richie Kennar or Tane Milne, one of those two. And we just see Latrell play the centres for the rest of the season. I reckon that could, catapult these bunnies into superstardom. One of the players that is definitely on the rise, not on the rise, he's been on the rise, but he's having a great year, is what I meant to say, is Keon Koloamatangi. Even in the down games where the bunnies were hopeless, Keon Koloamatangi was a shining light on that team, and it's good to see that, they're finally rallying behind him and getting some wins. And don't look now, Bunnies fans, but Damien Cook is on the way out at the end of the season. I don't know if it's confirmed. Was it confirmed yet? Yesterday they announced that Damien Cook had tentatively signed with the Dragons on a 2-year deal. So Damien Cook is taking the money and he is running with it. So he's back to the club that he debuted in back in 1963, because he is old as shit now. So there you go, Bunnies. Who will their hooker be next season then? Fuck, probably someone from the Broncos, knowing Wayne Bennett. Just loves to poach from the Broncos. That's his breeding ground anyway. He's from not those ways. He's done been there. My fantasy team needs Dion Tiopa to get on the field because, everyone's out. My Origin team looks trash. I'm looking for Tommy Talal double. Why is Tommy not in the centres? Who is Aaron Scoop? I got that scoop.
Wait, is he in? He's the former Bulldog.
Aaron Scoop.
Yeah, Aaron Shoop. Yeah, Shop. During our losing days, he was entrenched as our starting centre. Good defender, eh? He's had a number of games for us where he locked down the other team's best centre, pretty much. Damn. But when Paul Alamoti got the call up, he was the one they got shipped, and also Criddle was coming over. So yeah.
Make way.
Yeah, I think he made way for. Actually, it might have been Preston. Who he made way for. Yeah, it might not have necessarily been a back, but he had to go, man. Unfortunately, he had to go.
Oh well, false. No, my to the Seagulls. Anyway, the Seagulls very depleted over this Origin period. They lose Cherry Evans, Travojevic, and Olakwatu, and then Garrick and Paseka. I'm assuming are injury losses. The Bunnies only lose Latrell. Yes, they lose Cam Murray as well, but he's been out for however many weeks now, so it's not really a big loss to this team. It's not like they've depended on him in the past few weeks for his performances. So the major one that's missing is Latrell. But, I mean, even then, he's been suspended for most of the season. So, yeah. Luke Brooks is a stand-in captain in the absence of Jakey, Tommy Travojevic, and bloody Cherry. Interesting.
Really?
Bullymore gets a start this week, and so does Nathan Brown. So they're going deep into the bench. So a lot of bench players this week are starting. Ouch. Well, that, I think, just signed, sealed, delivered. Rabbitohs are going to win. Especially with that halves combo. Like you said, you've been waiting a long time to see them pull the trigger on it. They pulled the trigger on it and, look at the results. The results speak for themselves. Cody Walker looked comfortable in that 7 jumper, and Whiten just does Whiten things. Whiten does Whiten things so much so that I picked him up on my fantasy team this week because I thought he might actually have a great game against this Manly Seagulls side with Carl Lawton starting in that 7 jersey. So he'll be on the same side of the field as Whiten. So they'll be going in that head-to-head matchup. So I think Whiten would win that. So I'm going with the Bunnies, and the Bunnies should win by 14 plus. Let's go that route. Over to you, Bella.
Ooh, the 14 plus route, eh? Does that mean Alex Johnson is due for a hat trick, is he? Guess we'll have to wait and see. Yeah. Yeah, look, I wouldn't want to place the Rabbitohs right now, even without the likes of Latrell Mitchell. They kind of seem to be on the flow and kind of kicking on to another level. And you got the Seagulls team, as you mentioned, without all its origin stars. So to me, it's pretty clear-cut drive. Although I say that and then watch the Seagulls pull a rabbit out of the hat and get the dub. But I just can't see it. You mentioned it, Keon Koloamatangi has been playing lights out. I was just trying to check his contract status, but I forgot he re-signed. He's there for a few more years, which is a bit unfortunate. The rookie, of course, that I've been talking about in this podcast for a while, Talis Duncan, he remains on interchange. He had a pretty rough start to the season, got dropped, but has been back for the last few games and he's starting to settle in. You're talking about who's going to be the 9 at the Rabbitohs next year. It might actually be the number 14 that they currently have, Peter Mamazzello.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's the one that plays there now when Cook isn't there.
So giving up on Havili.
Oh, I think he's injured, right?
So is it got to be between Peter Mamama and Havili?
Yeah, you would assume so. I haven't seen Havili in a long time. So, yeah, he has to be injured as to why he hasn't been named. But, yeah, I mean, they're in the market now for a 9. Unless they have someone coming through that they got their eye on. So it'll be interesting to see what they do there. But with the Seagulls team, I mean, Lawton at number 7? Like, what? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand that at all. Yeah, like, what? Who is the number 16 and 17 for Seagulls? Caleb Navale? Never know. And this Itasi James.
No idea.
No idea. So they got a couple of people that we have no idea who
they
are.
Like I said, they got to dig deep into the reserves this week just because of Origin and then those 2 injuries.
Yes.
So all their bench has moved into the starting lineup.
Pretty much, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I'm gonna go with the Rabbitohs as well. I think they're just a team on a rise, and you don't want to play them. So I could see them putting a score on similar to yours, actually. So I'm going to go with the Rabbitohs, AJ to get a double, not a triple, double. And, yeah, get one step closer to 200 tries. But final score, we're going to go Rabbitohs. We're going to go 32-18. Final score.
32-18 to the Rabbitohs. Lock it in, ladies and gentlemen. That is the final word from 2. All right, heading over to Sunday, the final game of the weekend at Campbelltown Sports Stadium in Sydney. The West Tigers taking on the Raiders. I'm not going to lie. Probably ain't going to watch this. I'm just keeping it a buck, Fano. Not the biggest Raiders guy. And Lord knows the Tigers have had the most boring games lately. So, yeah, but hey, it's 2's turn to give us the lead out on this one.
Yes, look, the Raiders, you pissed me off last week because I picked you and you put up that shithouse performance. The Tigers, I've wanted you to be true to script and you fucked me off because you wanted a win as well, which you never do. So I got the 2 teams that disappointed me for 2 very different reasons. But anyway, looking at these 2 teams, right, you got the return of Lachlan Galvin after his hand. Well, they gave him the week off for his hand to heal, and then obviously he was in the news about wanting to be released. There were talks that he went around after the Dragons game asking that, he doesn't want to be there anymore. He's come out and said those reports are somewhat false and that he's happy to be there. Aiden Caesar after his game last week, holds the number 7. They got Uppy back to 9. You thought they might have kept him there maybe and try something out with maybe Aiden Caesar not there. One of the biggest names though, and I think he just signed an extension to stay at the Tigers for just a year, is Adam Dewey.
Yeah.
So he's back, he's in the reserves, so he might be a late inclusion. I think if he is a late inclusion, he will be at centre. He can low-key play everywhere, eh? He was a fullback for a bit, he can play at centre, play in the half, so good luxury to have. You might just have to have him on the field. You got Stefano, who, because he didn't get named in the team, is now a free agent at the end of the year. Honestly, he's probably going. I have no idea who you are, Ruben Porter, at 11.
He got
Must
no
be your
picture.
debut, surely. Yeah, don't even got a picture. You got Alex Seyfarth. He's a bit of a firecracker, that guy. Honestly, man. Like, I don't know what it is about him. And then
He
who's the
looks like one. It's because he's a
17?
ranger.
Yeah, true that. Kit Low Lily, what? How many L's, how many I's?
Lowly. And that last
Yeah.
L looks like an I. It looks like Lowly.
Lily. Oh, look, he must.
Lowly.
Surely that number 19, that Luke, Lolu, they gotta be brothers, right?
Oh, hell.
Man. Surely.
Luke.
Kit and Luke.
Bro, they got all the cousins.
They
They
do.
got Tony Sukar.
Let's crack up. But yes, look, that's enough about the Tigers, honestly. I hope you get smoked and you can hopefully make the Tigers fans feel better. But this game should be about the Raiders. They should be good enough to get this job done and to solidify their spot in that top 8. If they don't, I'll be very, very worried about them. But to be honest, I can't see it. You have Zach Wolford coming in for the injured, what's the name? Starling?
Ah,
Tom?
yes.
Yeah, the hooker. But honestly, yeah, for a Sunday game, I'm like you. I don't even know if I'll watch it, but maybe. We'll see. Look, if I'm going to go final score, I'm going to give this one to the Raiders. After what they did last week, I see them bouncing back. I think the Tigers will go with them for the first 15 minutes. But I think if the Tigers make a mistake, like inside their 30, I think the Raiders will pounce. The game will turn. And we could see a big score. That's if the West Tigers make mistakes. If they don't, I think they can keep it close, keep it competitive. But I'm going to go Raiders to win this one. Final score, I'm going to go 24-8. So I guess a bit of a hiding, but 24-8. I'm looking for Joey Tarpany to score on this one and maybe get player of the game. But so yeah, that's me, main. What about you?
The Raiders, like you said, both teams let me down last week, and both for totally different reasons. The Tigers showed they can win games if they complete sets and get to the kicks. The Raiders, I don't know what happened. I think they just discombobulated themselves through the middle, man. It was as Stephen A. Smith would say, it was blasphemy at its finest, at its damnedest. Just the way they just kind of lost their way through the middle. I had Joey Tarpany for a try last week and it didn't come through, so that's probably my fault that the Raiders passed up the opportunity for a win. Who did they play? Did they play the Roosters or some shit?
What's this?
The Raiders. Who did they play last week?
Cowboys?
Cowboys. Right. Yeah. I think the Raiders have a lot more strike weapons than the Tigers do. Still not sold on Rapana at fullback. He struggled a little bit there last week, then found his way as the game went on. I'm looking at Timoko to score some tries out there on the edge, or at least try assist to Kotrick. off a mean T Muckle just drawing past, get that overlap dummy, and if the winger doesn't bite, then bowl him over for a try yourself. But yeah, I'm going Team Muckles at least getting a try. With this Tigers team, like you said, as long as they can complete sets, they're there or thereabouts. I'm looking forward to actually seeing how Lachlan Galvin plays now that apparently things have settled down. Because earlier on in the season, he was a gun, man. He was on fire. And then sort of through the middle of the season, they got in this rut and he's kind of lost his way a little bit. So I'll be looking forward to seeing him bounce back. Not too keen to see him like bounce back because I sold him for Mitch Moses the other day when he had his rest week. So yeah, I hope he doesn't burn me for that, because the week I sold Lomax was the week he scored 102 points in fantasy. That was when he scored those tries and kicked all those conversions. So yeah, I have terrible luck in life and in fantasy. It just be that way sometimes. Whānau. The TAB don't like me. The fantasy don't like me. It's just a rough world. So I feel like no matter who I pick, the opposition will win at the iwi. So I'm going with the Tigers. I'm going the Tigers to win this, just based off of what I said. Because whoever I pick, the opposition will win. So we're going with the Tigers. Karoha, Vince. They're probably going to lose, G, because I picked them to win. I picked the Tigers to win because I think Danny Levi's going to be getting those forwards served up on a platter. They're going to have a couple of crash plays to tap in there over the line. I hope Smithies gets over the line. I saw Smithies on my fantasy team, so get Smithies a try. Yeah, so Tigers by 4. But that wraps up Sunday night football. And that wraps up round 16. So for us, let's head over to the TAB presented by Insta360 Go 3. Boom, there we go. Insta360 Go 3 is a action camera. It is the mighty tiny action camera. It's the size of your thumb. You can take it anywhere. You can put it in your mouth. You can record the most insane shots on this thing. It is only a couple of millimeters long, but it is a wonderful camera. Shoots in 4K. So go check it out. Find it. It is your Insta 360 Go 3 tiny mighty action camera. So go check that out. It's iwi. Back to our TAB section. This is donations to the TAB. I'm going to go through mine real quick. Mine are all try scorers this weekend. I'm putting the house on Jack Howarth. I've got Jack Howarth anytime try. I'm just backing the bro. Then we've got Adam Pompey for the Warriors Gold Coast Titans game. Anytime try scorer. The Roosters Bulldogs game. We're going with Terrell May. I feel like he's due a try. It's been a little bit, and I know when he started, because what everyone was talking about in fantasy at the start of the year when he was starting, he was almost a magnet for tries, So we'll hope that he returns to a little bit of that form. I've got Keon Kolomotangi. He just needs to be rewarded with a try this week. I think he's been the most consistent player week in and week out. So I'm backing Keon Kolomotangi. And my final one is Lachlan Galvin. He's had a week off, so let's see him torch the defense and score a try. $10 spits out $12,394.
God damn. Hate to disappoint you, Whānau, but I've decided to go stick to my roots, and we're just going with the classic head-to-head. And it is a short one, considering there's only 5 games. So I've gone with the Melbourne over Dolphins, the Wales over the Titans, my Bulldogs upsetting the Roosters. We've got the Rabbitohs taking care of business against Manly Seagulls, and the Raiders getting one up over the Tigers. It's not much, but hopefully it gets the job done. Something tells me that it won't, but a $10 bet gets you a return of $166. And that is my NRL bets for this week.
Hey, nice. Now, Whānau, we like to announce there is a change of time. Our Tuesday episodes will now release on Monday, 12:30 p.m. Unless stated otherwise. Okay, unless we say otherwise, they will now be released on a Monday at 12:30 p.m. So far, no. Make sure to check us out. Keep an eye on Spotify. I mean, you can still listen to it on Tuesday. It's fine. It's not going to change whatever. But just so you know, we will be dropping at 12:30 on Mondays moving forward. So we do appreciate the love. We appreciate all the support you guys have given us through all these 30 odd something episodes. It means so much to us to have your guys' support. But don't forget, tune in tonight, Thursday night 40. Is it tonight? Yes, it is tonight. The New South Wales under-19s take on the Queensland under-19s at 9:45 p.m. See, a much more reasonable time than 10:05. That's a whole 20 minutes later. That's a whole half a half. Sort your shit out, Origin. Anyway, go check that out, Fano. It's the upcoming talent. It is the superstars of tomorrow. So check out the New South Wales under-19 versus Queensland under-19s. But that's all from me this week, Fano. This is Rawiri signing out.
Yes, brother, another one done and dusted, another potty in the bank. If you've been with us since the start, we absolutely love your support. If you've just joined us, welcome to the practice run. As always, we'd like to give thanks to our friends and families, the ones who support us both near and far. Here at the podcast, we are a community who is driven by the common love of rugby league. But until then, we might just stop it there for tonight. We will see everyone. Well, I guess when we see you, really, everyone stay safe on the weekend. Whatever you're doing, I hope it is bringing enjoyment to your life. Will I be watching all the games? Hopefully, there's only 5 of them, although 3 of them are on Saturday. Super annoying,
He'll
but
be
it
drinking.
is what it is. I'll try not to. I don't make any promises. But other than that, we will see you when we see you. Chur to the chur, ma te wā.